Welcome in, One Nation, to another episode of The Latest Buzz. I'm your host, TJ Wingert. It was another busy week for each basketball team, tallying 3 games apiece. Let's start by talking about the women's side, who started the week at Shenandoah last Monday. In a battle between two of the top teams in the ODAC standings, Shenandoah rode a big fourth quarter to a 65-57 win over Lynchburg. Just 2 days later, Lynchburg had a chance to get back to their winning ways against Highlands. In an almost poetic fashion, the Hornets rode the big fourth quarter and propelled themselves to a close road win, final score 54-53. And if that wasn't enough, Saturday saw Lynchburg play host to Randolph Macon, a team the Hornets had not beaten in nearly 5 years' time. And it was the second meeting of the year between the two, and furthermore, a code red game inside Turner Gymnasium. With a good crowd on hand, Lynchburg built themselves an 8-point lead by the end of the first half. However, we knew Randolph Macon was going to make some changes, and that they did, making it a 1-point game heading into the fourth quarter. And in specific, RMC's defense found a whole new gear and made life on the offensive end very difficult for Lynchburg. But the Hornets made adjustments of their own and turned their focus to getting to the free throw line. Lynchburg worked themselves into the bonus very quickly once we got to the fourth and totaled 8 of their 12 fourth quarter points from the charity stripe, and ultimately staved off the Yellow Jackets for a 54-51 win. Now for the men's team, their week started with a code red game and a battle against Hampton-Sydney. After 20 minutes of play, however, Lynchburg was just 2 of 18 from 3 and found themselves down by 14 at the break. But the second half certainly played out very differently. It started with a pair of threes from Kevon James, then Alex Fitch racked up 16 of his 19 on the night, and TC Thacker, playing all 20 minutes in the second half, picked up 9 boards and 14 points in the second set of 20 alone. All that added up to Lynchburg making it a game once more, and the Hornets were down by 1 with just under 10 to play. But the final hurdle in the form of taking the lead still escaped Lynchburg, or should I say, it did until the final offensive possession of the night. After an HSC turnover, it was Theron Suggs to bring it across half court, and despite being 1 for 10 from the floor with just 2 points to this point in the game, Suggs came through. But that was just the beginning of the week for the Hornets, as 2 days later, it was another home game for Lynchburg, this time against Ferrum. And despite being last in the ODAC standings, the Panthers brought a ton of fight to Wayne Prophet Court, and after another cold shooting first half for Lynchburg, Ferrum built up an 11-point lead. But history repeated itself once more. It was the 3rd consecutive home comeback win for the Hornets. TC Thacker had 11 of his 16 in the second half. Lockamy had 14 of his 16 on the night in the second set of 20. And Kevon James, you catching a trend here? Yeah, the junior poured in all 12 of his points after halftime. Additionally, Lynchburg's defense made some great adjustments, specifically defending the 3-point arc, holding Ferrum to 2 of 10 from downtown in the second half. Fast forward to Saturday, Lynchburg hit the road to take on EMU and very nearly made another huge comeback, but this time the Royals staved off Lynchburg and came away with the 65-60 win. Now to round out the video, let's talk about the track and field program. First with Sam Laneza, well, doing it again. Over at the Liberty Open, Laneza won the mile and, like I said, set a new Lynchburg benchmark for the event, a tick over 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Max Sparks wasn't far behind, finished 5th in the event with a 4:12 time, good for 3rd best in program history. Meanwhile, in Salem, Lynchburg racked up 9 event wins. On the women's side, it was Betsy McKern going first in the 60 meters, Anaya Seward took first in the long jump and triple jump, Bailey Castro garnered first in the pole vault, while Elle Benefield was first in the shot put. And for the men, Alex Shadku won the 200 meters. CJ Williams was the top spot in the high jump while setting a new career best in that event. Lastly, David Blackstone was first in the long and triple jump. That's going to bring a close to this episode of The Latest Buzz. Be sure to head to Lynchburg Sports for more of the latest news, results, and stories revolving around Lynchburg athletics.